Hello and welcome to my flexibility floor class preview. It's going to last around 10 minutes. Give it a go at home. If you like it, then come to one of my classes. Before we go into the main flexibility floors, we're just going to try and ground ourselves into the practice today. So we'll find a mindful position. Child's pose is pretty good for that. Bring the toes together, bring the knees apart. And from there I want you to slowly walk the hands out to the front. We're just going to hone into the breath now. Drop the chest towards the floor. If you want to lower your forehead towards the ground, then feel free to do that. Have a little bit of an explore, move around with the hips. Feel those different tight areas, maybe through the groins, maybe through the outside of the hips, maybe on the front of the thighs. Inhale. As you exhale, try and melt the chest down towards the floor. Take another inhale. And exhale. Drop the belly button towards the floor. Feel the hips start to open up. On your next exhale, I want you to roll forwards into this tabletop position. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Knees are directly underneath the hips. Find a nice strong position. Push through the knuckle of the first finger and also the knuckle of the thumb. That's going to activate and also bring this crease of the elbow towards the front of the room, which will activate all this shoulder musculature we need to give us a nice stable base of support. From there, I want you to come into this cat position. We're just going to get used to being between the two, the cat and the cow position. One in an extended position like we are now. One in a flex position where we're fully rounded off. Now from here we're just going to go through each segment of the spine and extend through each single one. So the first thing we do is we tilt the hips forwards. Nice and slow. Just imagine someone's walking their fingers up your back and extending through each vertebrae. The last thing to extend is the head. First thing to flex is the head as we go in the opposite direction. Through every single vertebrae. Push up through the chest. Tuck the hips underneath. We're going to do that one more time. Slowly tilt the hips forwards. Every vertebrae we're extending through. Last thing up is the head. First thing down is the head as we go in that reverse order. Good. Now from there, bring your knees back a little bit. We're going to go into downward dog. So from this position, bring the knees up off the floor. Drop your head in between the upper arm. Push away from the floor. Push down through the knuckle of the first finger and the thumb. Now, see if you can drop your heels down towards the floor but maintaining a flat spine. I want you to think about tilting the hips. So as you inhale, tilt the hips. As you exhale, try and push the heels down towards the floor. If you only get to about here with the heels, it doesn't matter. We'll get there. You might just be tight through this posterior chain all the way down the back body. Now, from here, we do the same as what we did with the cat-cow, where we segmentally roll forwards. I'm just going to hold here for 10 seconds. Just to warm through the core. Squeeze the bum cheeks, tuck underneath with the hips, push out through the hands, create a nice strong position. And then melt back into downward dog. Good. From there, keep in a nice position. Step this left foot in towards the center line. Right foot comes in towards the sky with the toes tucked under. See if you can touch your left elbow with your right knee. If you can't, don't worry about it. You don't need to. We can work to get there. Next time we bring the knee forward, we place our right foot down behind our left thumb. Drop the back knee. Make sure you're nice and stable because this actually challenges your balance because you come over the midline. Great timing. Push the hands together. Raise the hands up. Next time they come down with an exhale, fall forwards, frame the front foot. And then pick up the back knee. Step up the back foot, place it behind this right foot. From there I want you to walk round towards the left hand side. Round towards the right hand side. Good. Nice. And then back to the centre point again. Bend the knees, so you've got a nice position there. Step back the left foot. Step back the right foot into this high plank position. And then from there, we're going to work with the same foot again. So it's going to be the right foot. Step the left foot in towards the centre line. Bring the right foot in towards the sky. Create that space. Squeeze up with the core. Step your foot as far forward as you can. If you only get it here, don't worry. Keep shuffling it forwards until you get into that position. Now, nice and strong through this left hand. I want you to peel up with the right hand. So your right hand is directly down, above this bottom hand. Next part we're going to do, we're going to roll onto the outside of the right foot, roll onto the outside of the back foot. You'll feel a stretch down this outer hip on the top leg. Keep holding there, we'll only do 3 breaths. After your 3rd breath, with the exhale, we come down with the hands either side of the foot. Drop this back knee, walk the foot over towards the left hand, and we drop the knee down. Now you might be tight through the hip here, so your foot might want to creep down. Don't worry about it. You might not even get there. You might be on the side like so. If you're feeling a stretch through the outer hip on this bottom leg, and maybe through the groin as well, then you're doing the right thing. If you want to increase the stretch, try and turn this back leg onto the front of the thigh. And you're trying to create a nice right angle with this top knee. We do the same. So we walk round to the left hand side. Round to the right hand side. Back towards the centre. We walk out to the front. If you can walk out to the front, then do that. If you're only staying up in the top position, it doesn't matter. We all work to our own limitations. We're all progressing together. Come up onto the fingertips. Shuffle this top leg round. With the back leg, I want you to bring it over the top of the other leg. Now you might only get there again for this position. It doesn't matter. We work into where we can get to. If you can come onto the front of the foot, I'm just going to turn this way so you can see. If you can get onto the front of the foot on this side, then great. We inhale. As we exhale, we try and fall forward a little bit. We do 3 breaths here again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Trying to work the chin down towards the knee. Cup the hands on top of each other over that bottom knee. If you're not there, we'll work towards it, don't worry. Over time, we'll start getting down there. Now we're going to do a nice neat trick here. We're going to the outside of the feet, so tuck the toes up. Push up with the hands. Keep a bend in the knees. We need to go the right way, because if we go towards the left, we're just going to tie ourselves in more of a knot. If we go around to the right hand side, what you'll find is you come into the opposite side. Nice, eh? We do 3 breaths in this position. So I'm going to put my top leg onto the front of the foot. I create a nice long spine, good posture, drawing back with the shoulders, and then I start, as I exhale, to move forwards. By the 3rd exhale, I'm down at my furthest point. I take another breath in. As I breathe out, I move up. Now from here we're going to reverse the process of how we got into this position. So, it's pigeon pose. We bring this top leg, and we're bringing it back behind to the rear. So right leg goes to the rear, left knee is to the front. I'm coming onto the front of the foot. Now again, this is in when I've got a lot of flexibility through the outer hip. So if you can't get to this position, don't worry. You might only just be able to get on the outer hip and onto the inner of this back leg. But you try and work yourself round. Try and keep this heel as high as you can of how much you can actually manage. We walk round to the right hand side. Walk round to the left hand side. Back to the centre. We walk out to the front if we've got that available to us. Sink the chest down towards the floor. Back in. Hands plant down. From there, you place the foot towards that left thumb. We ground down through this right hand. Peel up with the left hand towards the sky. Point the fingers, spread them apart. Push down through the floor. Going on to the outside of the front foot, the outside of the back foot. Start to feel that stretch down the side body, especially on this glute area. Good. Stay strong. Ground through the floor. Push out through that bottom hand. We do 3 breaths. After the 3rd breath, on the exhale, we move down with both hands to the rear. Step the left foot back. Drop back in a downward dog. Take some breaths here. This is our rest position. Exhale. Breathe all of that out. All of that effort. We still need to do a couple of little things before we go on. We step the right foot in towards the centre. Bring the left knee towards the right elbow. Back up in towards the sky. Into single leg downward dog. Next time we come forwards, we place the left foot behind the right thumb. Come on the fingertips, create a little bit of extra space here. Right foot goes behind the left foot. Walk round to your left hand side. Walk round to your right hand side. Just reversing this whole thing. Back round to the front. Right foot goes to the rear. We're going to drop down to the knee, and what you'll find again is that you've stepped over the centre line with this front foot, so it'll be quite challenging on your balance. But balance is one of these things we need to work on as well. Bring the hands towards the heart centre. Up in towards the sky. Spread the hands to the side. Stay nice and stable as much as you possibly can. Full forwards, frame that front foot again. Lift the back knee. Both the feet come together at the back. Have them still about hip distance apart. And just sit there and contemplate and watch this happen. But still stay strong through this position. You've done well. You've worked hard. And we've got through that. Drop the knees down towards the sides. Onto the fronts of the feet. And drop back into child's pose, where we'll finish off with some more breaths. 5 breaths. Feel the difference between the hips compared to the start of that little session compared to now. Does it feel a little bit easier? Does it feel like you've got more room? Does it feel like when you're moving the hips around that it feels a little bit easier? Keep exhaling, keep sinking down towards the floor. Release into this moment, release into this pose.